Hello and welcome to Theater Thursday. My name is Soren Miller and today we're talking about scenes. Yes, scenes, those things that go in movies. Did you know that scenes are kind of the same? Whether they're from Star Wars or from Frozen or really from anything, scenes all have the same building blocks that they use to tell a story. Before we continue, I'm going to inform you of a few things that you'll need in order to do this exercise. Now, the first one is going to be a laptop, in order to actually watch this video on, which I assume you already have. Then you're going to need a pen or pencil, whichever you prefer, a notebook, and a volunteer. This volunteer could be anyone. It could be your father, mother, your brother, your sister, your friend, anyone that you want. And finally, you're going to need one object of your choosing. It could be anything. It could be keys, it could be salt, it could be pepper, or in my case, it is a peach. Once you have the object of your choosing, we will continue with the exercise. I'll give you a minute to find one. Got it? All right, fantastic. Now, you may ask, why do you need this object? Well, the first thing that we need to understand in story structure is the fact that in every story ever, pretty much, everyone always wants something. And this varies from pretty much anything that you could think of. In Star Wars, Luke Skywalker needs to blow up the Death Star. He needs an action. Or in Frozen, Elsa needs a better relationship with her sister, Anna. And in this case, I have a peach. Or do I? Let's imagine that I don't have the peach, and let's imagine that whatever object you have is now in the hands of your volunteer. Now, you have to get it back. The first step is to give this object that you have found to your volunteer. Congratulations, that object that you just gave to your volunteer is now your super objective. You see, the super objective is the thing that your story is about. It's the thing that your main character wants. In this case, you want that object back now that your volunteer has it. And I really want a peach. More so because I'm just kind of in the mood for a peach. But I can't just get a peach. There are things in the way. Like, for one, the distance between me and the refrigerator, and the fact that the refrigerator does not have a peach inside of it. You see, these things are called conflicts, and they're what get in the way of the protagonist, the story's hero, from getting the thing that they want or that they need. It's what keeps Luke Skywalker from blowing up the Death Star, or Elsa from being friends with her sister because Elsa has powers. It's that thing that gets in the way. These are called conflicts. And now, your conflict is that the person you gave the object to will not give it back. And this is how every story began ever. Your main character, you in this case, now has to get that thing, but there are things in the way. So what are you going to do? You're going to use scenes. Each scene, you're going to attempt to get something that will bring you closer to that super objective. In my case, it is a peach. How am I going to do this? Well, I've already gone to the refrigerator and looked inside and found out that there are no peaches in there. Now, I'm going to have to go drive and get one. But here's the conflict. The conflict is that my mom has the keys, and she does not want to give them to me. So now we enter the next part of this exercise, beats. Beats are different ways you go about achieving what you're after in the scene. In the scene, you're trying to get what is essentially an objective. Not a super objective, like just a regular tiny objective. You see, this tiny objective is going to move you even closer to getting the super objective. In your case, it's the object that you just gave to your volunteer, and in my case, it is a peach. So then, how does a beat work, really? I mean, what is it? And that's a good question, and one that people do ask when they go into scenes, even when it's already been written. What is the beat? The thing is, the beat can be anything. It's a method to get what you want. It could be running to the other side of the room to achieve whatever is on the other side of the room. In this case, you're going to come up with different ways, different beats, to get that object back from your volunteer. So, one beat would be asking them for that object back, like you're about to see. Mother, can I have the keys to the car?
No.
Oh. As you can see, that beat did not work. So now, I'm going to have to use another beat in order to get it. In this case, I'm going to try asking politely, with a please. Mother, can I please have the keys to the car?
No.
As you can see, asking with the please did not work. Now I'm going to have to try a different beat. This beat, I'm going to make a bargain. That I will do something and it'll benefit both of us, which will then allow them to want to give me whatever is the objective of the scene. Alright, if you give me the keys to the car, I will wash the dishes.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Now, every story may not be about getting the keys to the car in order to go and buy a peach, but every scene does have beats, and objectives and super objectives. And how to make a good scene, a good structured scene, is to make sure that your character is always going after that objective, that thing that brings them closer to that peach or the object that your volunteer has. Now, for each one of these different beats that you try out, eventually you'll find one that'll make the volunteer want to give you back the object. Now that you have it back, we have the resolution. You see, every scene has to have an end. At the end of every scene, we have to find out whether you got the objective or not. In this case, I got the keys. And the keys brought me closer to getting the super objective, the peach, and the peach is now in my hands. So there you have it. To recap, you start off with what the super objective is. This starts off the whole story. It's the thing that you want. Now you have a conflict, something that gets in the way from you getting that super objective, getting that peach or that object. Then you have the scene, and in the scene you have beats, and your beats are what you're going to use to get an objective. And this objective will carry you on to the super objective. There we go. Thank you for joining us for Theater Thursday, and I hope you have a good day.